Right now, this is big freaking reality. And what I'm about to say is alleged throughout. So I don't have to keep saying it the entire story. On October 28th, 1993, there was a drug spot in East New York that was posed as a store. I got out, walked inside, popped the pin on the grenade, threw it through the glass that they had in there, the bulletproof glass. Came outside and opened fire on everybody that was in front of the drug spot. Two of my co-defendants was gunning at the store because the store had security. Supposedly somebody was coming out behind me and they sprayed and held him down. Leaving that spot, ran down on another drug dealer. Gun jam. He got away. My co-defendant Little Will decide he want to go to another drug spot. Pull up on the corner. It's a bunch of drug dealers out. This is supposed to all be on his turf. And he ain't having it. He told the driver, yo, make a right. While the driver was making a right, he shoved a fully automatic tech out the door and started spraying. Killed somebody, one of the drug dealers, shot another drug dealer in the foot. Then there was another incident where we chased the drug dealer that Little Will seen. He had beef with. We started opening fire on him. Chased him down. The police pulled up. Chase ensued, but everybody got away. Those were my federal charges. Went to trial. Got double life plus 50. One of the life sentences was for the drug dealer that got killed. One of the life sentences was for the narcotic distribution conspiracy. Then there was 50 years on the back. That was for the grenade. I got my case overturned when Trump got into office and he initiated the First Step Act. With the First Step Act, I got the life off for the narcotics distribution conspiracy. Gorsuch came with a Supreme Court decision, U.S. versus Davis. That got rid of the 50-year sentence on the back with the grenade. That got taken off. I had a homie who happened to be in the jail that I was in, and it just so happened I needed to be in this prison to run into him. He let me know, yo, man, you got an illegal sentence. At that time, they were sentencing us to a law that came into effect after the crime happened. The law came into effect in 94. The murder happened in 93. But they applied that law to the murder, which made it an illegal sentence. So I got that reopened. Now, what my lawyer did, because I had asked for a lawyer after I got the ball rolling and initiated everything in the court, what he did a great job in humanizing me in the eyes of the court. Like, he dug into my family history. He found out stuff about my family that I didn't even know. And that's how I wound up coming home. It took the miracle. A lot of people don't like him, but it is what it is. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Trump. I don't tell this to brag about what happened, but a lot of people who read my page on TikTok and other platforms, they wanted to know what I was doing in prison. What put me in prison? What gave me all that time? I started off with 2 armed robberies and a gun charge in the state. One of them armed robberies was bogus. That shit didn't even happen. One of them did take place, and then there was a gun charge. I say all this I was a criminal. I was in the streets. I was doing whatever. There were external factors that pushed me in that direction, but I made it my business to change. I made it my business to push forward and make myself a productive member of society. I've been out working since I got out. I turned my life around, and it's possible for change. That's what I try to push to everybody. People be like, yo, you smile a lot, you laugh a lot. Yeah, because for real, life is over. So this is great for me. I love it out here. And I'm trying to push to these YNs. Trust me, when you get behind that wall and they give you that sentence, and you start to realize that day in and day out, that walking the track, playing basketball, going to the law library or going to the library or going to the school building, going to this little punk-ass jail job, going to your cell, which is really a bathroom, and you start to look at that being something that's going to happen hour after hour, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, for the rest of your life. I went to prison when I was 19. I spent all my 20s in prison. I spent all my 30s in prison. I spent half of my 40s in prison and got out because lightning struck 3 times in the same place. Something that may never happen for anybody else again. Turn your life around. Do what you need to do. Get out the streets. One of the things you might have to do is move. You might have to relocate. Because I know what it is. Once you start getting it in and putting in work and shit dropping on both sides, and you're one of those individuals that dudes is trying to see, sometimes you just gotta leave. You gotta pick up, leave, and start your life somewhere else. Start over. Go somewhere, pick up a job skill, get some training, welding, forklift driving, carpentry. If you don't have a criminal record, look into cybersecurity, something you could do online. Pick up a trade, a skill. Go to another state. Start your life over. Because trust me, that rep in the hood and all that shit ain't going to be nothing but a bunch of pain and heartache for you and your family. Because when you go to prison, the people that love you the most suffer with you. Because they want you out there. They need you out there. Especially your mother. And then your mother got to deal with the little side eyes of people like, yeah, her son, he locked up. He doing a whole lot of time. He killed some people. They have to wear that. And then they have to worry about you, worrying about what you're doing, if you're okay, what you're going through. Times you might go to the hole. I used to go to the hole a lot. Once you go to the hole, you get one phone call a month, 15 minutes. And if you got loss of phone privileges, you don't even have that. So you got to write snail mail. That's what they call it. Don't nobody write letters no more. It's bad enough. A lot of people can't even keep up with the email thing with the feds. And you talking about writing a letter, those will slow up. Not eventually, they will slow up rapidly because people don't write. People don't write letters. That's not a thing now. But mail call is the highlight of your day. Think about that. Every day. For the rest of your life, you're going to be waiting for them to call mail and see if they call your name. Some dudes just get to the point they don't even go to mail call because they know they ain't going to get no mail. They don't even care about that shit. And if they do get something, it's like, oh, shit, damn, who this? Who wrote me? Oh, damn. You read the letter 3, 4, 5 times. That ain't a life for you. And all you dudes talking about, oh, I'm having my way in here. If you really having your way in prison, walk out that door. You really having your way in prison, but you living in a toilet? Your cell is a toilet. Your cell is a bathroom. That's having your way. Having the police tell you to strip, lift your nuts, turn around, bend over, spread your cheeks. That's having your way. That ain't no way for a man to live. Ain't no way for a man to live, to be separated from his loved ones, not being able to be a father to your kids, not being able to be a man to your woman. And a lot of them same dudes that you was running with gonna be the same dudes trying to stick dick to your woman too once you get locked up. They gonna be the same dudes that ain't gonna send you a letter, that ain't gonna do nothing for your kids, ain't gonna do nothing for your girl. They ain't gonna be like, yo, let me give you some money so you can go visit your man. Nah, they gonna be trying to put some dick in her. That's about it. They ain't gonna be checking on your mother to make sure she all right, putting money in her pocket. Y'all keep believing in that fake ass street life, the street code and all that shit. Yeah, you're gonna be in prison with your homies. Y'all all grouped up together. But like my homie told another dude that was telling him, yo man, you need to join the gang. He said, for what? It's 30 of us and everybody broke. If you're not making an impact to your people from in there, you might as well be dead. You're just a burden to your people. And that's something you should never be as a man. It's a burden to your people. The entire 27 years that I was in prison, I asked for money one time. I was in a shoe and I needed money for filing an appeal. I filed crazy appeals. I stayed fighting. If you're already trapped in there, get your ass in that law library. It works. I got myself out. If I wouldn't have filed my motion, I wouldn't be here. No lawyer contacted me. Nobody helped me file my motion. Nobody helped me put it together. I did all that shit by myself. I got myself out of prison with the help of Donald J. Trump, Supreme Court Justice Gorsuch, and my homie True, rest in peace. That's another dude. That's a story. My man True did 20-something years in prison, and they only let him out for compassionate release. He came home and died a month later. He had some type of cancer. I can't remember what kind. But that's what you want for your life? To just live in prison and get let out a month before you die, or to sit in prison and die alone in a cold hospital bed with a CO standing outside the door? You an old man, most of the people in your life that you love gone or just not in contact. It's very rare you're going to have somebody that's going to survive the years and be there with you. I seen it. You got dudes that become so institutionalized, they don't even care if they go home or not. They start inventing in their heads that they are somebody in prison, what you would call a big fish in a small pond. You can fuck your life up. But if you in a position to where you can turn it around right now and do something beneficial for yourself, you got kids. I understand the whole, like I said, I understand repping the hood and all that. I was one of them dudes. If you was beefing with my peoples, it was a good chance if you bumped into me, you might not make it home. I done put in work. I done hunted ops. I done caught up the ops. I done got shot in the face. Got stabbed 4 times in my back. That shit turned me into a monster. And I know how you feel. Oh, I gotta rep my heart. I gotta rep this. I gotta do this. I gotta hold it down for my peoples. That shit is bullshit. Trust me. That shit is bullshit. And you'll find out years later when time is passing you by and everything else is passing you by. People in your life that you love start dying. And you behind the wall and can't even go to the funeral. So now you stressed out and you wind up crashing out in the jail and then going to the hole. Because they got a place for you in there too. Or you wind up killing somebody and then going to a supermax for 5 to 10 years. They got a place for you. You can disappear in prison where dudes won't see you for 5 or 10 years. And when they do see you again, you're not the same. Because there's no way you can sit inside of a cell for 5 years straight and come out the same. Nobody goes to a supermax and comes out the same. Some dudes can't even go to the shoe for a couple of months and come out the same. That stuff is mentally draining. And some dudes crack. I watch people lose their minds in prison. I mean, actually stop being who they were. Talk about paranoid schizophrenic, thinking people out to get them and all types of crazy shit. Listen. If you have a chance the way you can turn your life around now, your best option is to move. Go to another state. Start your life over. But get a job skill. Take up HVAC, forklift driving, CDL. Learn something. Learn a skill, something you can have for the rest of your life and something you can teach your kids. Learn a skill and get in that field and then do whatever side hustles you feel you need to do. Legitimate side hustles. Like posting contents or whatever it is you feel you want to do. Do music on the side. Whatever you feel like you good at. Sell t-shirts. Whatever you're into. But that, oh, I got the switch. I'm going to switch to your ass. And that shit lasts until you finally get popped. And then you sitting in a jail cell for the next 30, 40 years in the courtroom crying and talking about they fucking your life up and they taking your life away. What you think gonna happen? What else do you see? What you think is supposed to happen when you done kill somebody? What you think is supposed to happen when you done killed multiple people? What you think is supposed to happen when you're a felon in possession of a weapon? What you think is gonna happen when that hammer finally drop? Cause sooner or later it's gonna drop. You might get away today. You might get away tomorrow. You might get away the day after that. But when they finally catch up to you, what comes after that is gonna be way heavier than what you think you doing. Yeah, I'm putting my work in. I'm doing this. I'm repping my hood. You ain't gonna be feeling that way 30 years down the line, and you still wearing state clothes. 30 years down the line, and you got to press somebody because you don't have no money on your books, and you want to go to commissary. I done seen it all. Some dudes go to prison and turn into wolves because they have to. That's the only way they can survive. And then when I went to court, they looked at my institutional record. It was like, yo, at the beginning, I stayed in trouble. Fought the police, I did all that. Fought the police, fighting dudes, got into a knife fight, assaults. Yeah, I had all that on my jacket. But for the last 10 years that I was in there, I didn't have an incident report. Well, I had one. And the prosecutor tried to jump on that, and the judge was like, I'm not keeping him in prison because of that. I had a remote control that I had put in my radio to control the TV. And they tried to use that to keep me in prison. And the judge was like, I'm not keeping him in prison for a remote. Yeah, but before, she was like, yeah, that was 10 years before. But this last 10 years, he's been out of trouble. Judges look at that. They look at your institutional record. So you thinking you gonna go in there, man, fuck it, I'm gonna just go hard. And a door open up for you, they're gonna be like, oh nah, you wanna go hard. So we're gonna go hard, and we're gonna deny your appeal, and we're gonna take it to the Supreme Court if you want to. Supreme Court barely listens to anything unless it got to be some controversy that's setting a precedent where they even think about entertaining your shit. I done seen dudes get fucked off, get back in the court, and their institutional records made them slam the door on them. Nah, come back in a couple of years when you give me some clear conduct. So now, whatever time you done did, you might have did 20 years. Now, the judge wants you to do 5 more years, but those 5 years, you have to stay out of trouble. But you're so accustomed to being in trouble, you're so accustomed to being a crash out, that's going to be hard for you. So now, you're trapped in more ways than one because you allowed yourself to develop that mentality of a jail nigga. Telling you, if you have the chance now, because some of y'all ain't no saving you, it's over with. But for the ones of you that can turn your life around now, that can make something of yourself, that can move forward, and I have to say this, even though people don't like to address it, get some help. Seriously, get some help. I'm going to keep it gangster with you. Since I've been out, I use self-hypnosis from YouTube to address my anxiety that I developed from being in prison. Because when I first came out, I was real anxious. I couldn't help but be anxious. I was free after 27 and a half years. That helped me. Some of y'all think y'all too big for that, but if you need help, you need help. You need something that can keep you focused. You need something that can put you in the right way. Some people use religion. Some people, religion doesn't work for them. I used that. When I first got out, I was taking cold showers. That helps. Take walks. Walking really, really helps. Clears your head, get some fresh air, sort of connects you to the earth. Yeah, I get on. I ain't no tree hugger, but I learned to appreciate everything and to utilize everything that I need to be in the right path. You can look at this and be like, oh man, I've been there. When I tell you I done been there, I done been there. Anything that you in jail and going through, I done been there. I done been 4-pointed. Yeah, strapped down, spread eagle. My wrist strapped down, my legs strapped down, and them asking me, are you going to conform to the orderly running of the institution? Like, nah, I can't make that promise. We're going to keep you strapped down. Nah, you're going to let me up one way or another. I'm in 6 days without eating. 6 days. The longest I ever went without eating was 29 days. That was because I wanted to be by myself. I was in a SMOOth program. That's how chaotic that shit is. You just get tired of being stuck in a cell with another dude 24 hours a day, 7 days. Oh, nah, I need some space, man. I need a break. And if that's the only way I can get a break without starting the program over, that's me taking my break. Because I just told them I was fasting. They can't punish you for doing something religious. Because they'll be like, oh, are you on a hunger strike? Like, nah, I'm just not hungry. You're just not hungry? Nah. So you're not on a hunger strike? Nope. See, they want you to say you're on a hunger strike because then they could treat that like, that's like you're bucking the system. So now they can come in and try to act crazy with you. But if you be like, nah, I'm just not eating. I'm fasting. You fat? Yeah, I'm fasting. Moses did it for 40 days and 40 nights. I'm trying to hit Moses. They hate that shit. Cause now they gotta put you by yourself. And that was the space that I needed. I needed some time to myself. You don't want to go through that shit. Trust me, you don't want to go through that shit. You think you're going to go in, yeah, I'm going to wild out. They got places for you when you wild out. They're going to put you in a box. Oh, yeah, okay. Get wild. Beat yourself up. I done seen it all. Dudes banging on the doors. Dudes claiming they got rights, but don't know nothing about their rights. Don't know how to file paperwork. Don't know how to do nothing about what they're doing. They just locked in a cell, half naked, banging their heads against the wall. If that's what you want for your life, then by all means, continue what you're doing. If you want to be a deuce head, y'all know what that is. K2, y'all done seen it. I know a dude that was using K2 to run up in niggas. Yeah, he was getting niggas high so he can get some ass. You're running into that too. I'm just trying to be real with y'all, man. They be having all these fake tough stories and like jail is the place to be. And yeah, it's the order and we got a structure in the prison and that shit is bullshit. Most of the shot callers in prison fuck with the administration. Yeah. That's how they get to be shot callers in the prison. Because shot callers that don't fuck with the administration gets rid of them. First chance they get, they're out of there. If you got a shot caller that been in your jail for a long time, he's cool with the administration. You can try to turn a blind eye to it, but he's cool with the administration. I've seen rats walk the compound protected by gang members. That shit is phony as fuck. Jail is not it. Jail is for suckers. I was a sucker for 27 and a half years. If you're in jail, you're a sucker. Yes, you're a sucker. I don't care how tough you think you are. I don't care who you'll fight. You are a sucker. You got somebody telling you when to go to your cell, when you got to put out your lights, when you got to get up in the morning. They pop your door when they get ready. You come out that cell when they get ready for you to come out that cell. They'll walk into your shit and toss your shit around and throw your shit all over the place because they feel like it. You a sucker. Yeah. You bending over and spreading your cheeks so they can lick up your ass, you're a sucker. You got to lift your nuts up for a grown-ass man to look you over, you're a sucker. There's nothing manly about prison. I'm so sick of that shit. There's nothing manly about prison. You got somebody telling you how you can act with your girl. You got to sneak and try to do something with your girl. That ain't no man. A man don't sneak and do shit with his woman. You can't even discipline your kids. Try disciplining your kids on a visit and watch what happens to you. You're a sucker. If you're in prison, you're a sucker. I don't care how tough you are, how tough you think you are, you're a sucker. Jail is for suckers. Yeah. Your mother in the hospital and you can't go see her, you're a sucker. Signing off. Big freaking reality. Change your life.